Hey guys, welcome back to Honors Gaming. This time we're going to go over my 5 favorite retro games. But first, what qualifies as a retro game? That's something for a complete other day, but for the sakes of this video, let's say that the retro era lasted until 1996, when the NES was released. Number 5, Sonic the Hedgehog. Released by Sega in 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog quickly became Sega's mascot and the only person on Hedgehog who could rival Mario. Its 86% on game rankings makes it one of the highest ranking platformers of ever. This fast-paced platformer also has superb soundtracks that have become completely iconic. The level design is amazing, and based off the back of this and its superb sequels, this series of high-speed platformers have gone to have a long, mediocre career. Unless you like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom, but I'm kind of getting off topic at this point. This game is incredible, and all you have to look at is the incredible list of games, TV shows, and even the series of comics that have come after it to let you know that this game was a success. Number 4, Donkey Kong Country. Released by Rareware and Nintendo, and released in 1994, Donkey Kong Country was praised for its unprecedented graphical prowess and strong platforming. The game received an 88.94 on GameRankings.com. The game has some classic platforming, but has also switched it up a bit with some not-so-classic platforming. DK Country, like other Nintendo games, The Legend of Zelda and Super Metroid, has secrets, hidden passageways, and other stuff that gives you bananas, or other stuff that can give you a 1-up. The soundtrack, especially the main theme, is really good, but I didn't really appreciate it the first time through. It's that type of soundtrack. However, for an SNES soundtrack, it is incredible. On another note, even for the time, the story was a bit dull. However, DK Country is still a brilliant game. Number 3, Mega Man X. Released by Capcom in 1993, the action platformer Mega Man X came out to critical acclaim. It has an 88.50 on GameRankings.com and it ranked number 10 on the Super Nintendo. The game followed the 6 Mega Man games prior to it, of which none were rated higher. The shooter platformer genre on the back of this and Super Metroid 95.50 on GameRankings, second highest game on the SNES behind only Super Mario World 2 to click off. This game is brilliant gameplay-wise, the level design is flawless, and really it's better than most current games. So if there is one nitpick I have, the soundtrack is kind of cliche and really not that good, but the whole core mechanics and story and level design, it's all incredibly good, especially for a game that came out for the SNES. Number 2, Earthbound. Released by Nintendo in 1994, Earthbound is one of the premier RPGs of its time. Some watching this may know of my Earthbound walkthrough and sharing, and I've said that I love the game. Unlike several other RPGs of the time, it's not really epic. While the story does have a larger scope, it presents as more of a fun, quirky story than an epic story. And that feel, which is so hard to get, of the fun, quirky RPG, helped propel the game out of There were a lot of RPGs, and this one stood out. Put it that way. The NPCs are often funny and never boring, and it's actually fun to talk to them. Even the battles can get funny sometimes, and this game, so full of character of course, has a great soundtrack. The game is so brilliant and so full of character. It's a great game. Oh, and it got an 88.33 on GameRankings.com, because saying what it got on GameRankings.com kind of seems to be mandatory at this point. Number 1, Legend of Zelda. This is the only NES game on the list, but The Legend of Zelda is an incredible game. Sure, there are problems, but the game is so much fun. There is a joy to finding secrets, watching a character go from a guy with no sword to a guy who uses magic and rides boats with a million hearts, and geez, I'm going too fast. It has a 79.2 on GameRankings, sort of. Its Game Boy Advance re-release, got a 79.02, but I can't seem to find the original. But anyways, I'm moving on from there. The soundtrack is incredible, and sometimes I just play the game to hear the incredible soundtrack, especially the overworld theme. A game that spawned such sequels as the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Link to the Past has got to be great, and it is. It's one of the few games that I can play for hours on end. Number 5. Number 4, Donkey Kong Country. Released by Number 4, Donkey Kong Country. Released by